LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron, number one, I think he's earned the right for a farewell tour, but it's clear this is his last year with the Lakers. They're going to move on, and I think that's the right thing to do. At some point, you got to turn the team over to Luka and Austin, and that's the only way you can start, because you can't be paying him $50 million a year to be the third best player on a team.
LeBron James is currently navigating a timeline that no one in the history of the sport has ever had to manage. At 41 years old and playing in a record-breaking 23rd season, he is no longer just fighting the teams on the schedule, he's fighting an aging body that's finally showing signs of slowing down. The sense of urgency surrounding his retirement isn't just media speculation anymore, it's being driven by a series of high-stakes factors that are all converging at once. Between a body that is finally issuing long overdue bills, a rapidly shifting role within the Lakers now centered around Luka, and a family mission that just hit a massive structural delay, the window for the King is closing faster than the box scores suggest. To understand where LeBron is today, we have to look at the decline. This isn't a crash, but rather a graceful and undeniable descent in his statistical profile. If we look at the offensive data over the last 5 seasons, the volume is telling a different story than the highlights. In 2022, he was averaging 30.3 points per game. That number has fallen every single year since, dropping to 28.9, then 25.7, 24.4, and finally hitting 21.8 this season. However, the most drastic change appears on the defensive side of the ball. In 2022, his defensive rating was a solid 110. This season, that number has climbed to a career worst 121.5. A defensive rating is an estimate of how many points a player allows per 100 possessions, and a higher number means a more porous defense. This means LeBron is giving up over 11 more points per 100 possessions than he did just 4 years ago when he was on the floor. The most jarring part of this data is how the Lakers perform when LeBron heads to the bench. Statistically, the team is objectively functioning better when he is not in the mix. As of this month, the Lakers' net rating, the difference between points scored and points allowed, flips from a negative 2.5 when he plays to a positive 1.1 when he sits. The offense barely changes without him, but the defense gets over 4 points better per 100 possessions. Even more telling is the lineup data. When LeBron shares the floor with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, the trio has a negative net rating of minus 1.3 and a defensive floor that completely collapses. But when Luka and Reeves run the show without him, their net rating skyrockets into the double digits. We're seeing a trend where adding LeBron to the current Lakers engine actually acts as a massive swing in the wrong direction for team efficiency. Though the greatness era of the 2010s is officially far in the rearview mirror, availability has become LeBron's biggest hurdle because minor physical setbacks are now turning into month-long recovery processes. This season alone, he has been a permanent fixture on the injury report. He's been sidelined by right side sciatica and lingering arthritis in his left foot. These aren't just typical basketball bruises. Sciatica involves nerve pain radiating from the lower back through the leg. This is particularly devastating for an older athlete because it saps the explosive power needed for a first step. LeBron's already missed 17 games this year is just for maintenance. To put that into perspective, missing one more game would make him ineligible for all postseason awards, including All-NBA under the league's 65-game rule. When you're 41, recovery isn't just about icing a sore muscle, but involves managing chronic conditions that dictate exactly how many minutes you can give a team on any given night. This physical ceiling has forced a total reimagining of his role within the Lakers ecosystem. For the first time in his career, LeBron is no longer the entire system. With the acquisition of Luka Doncic and the massive scoring leak from Austin Reeves, the hierarchy in Los Angeles has flattened. LeBron's usage rate, the percentage of teams a player finishes with, is at 28.1%, his lowest point in over 2 decades. More importantly, his total touches per game have plummeted. In 2022, he was touching the ball over 90 times per game. That number has dropped to just 68 touches per game this season. He is no longer the primary engine of every possession. LeBron is touching the ball nearly 25% less than he did just 4 years ago. Instead of initiating the offense, he is often playing the role of a high-level facilitator or a spot-up threat. LeBron is deferring to Luka, whose 37.6% usage rate is among the highest in the NBA, to carry the heavy lifting of the half-court set. It is a necessary evolution for a championship contender, but it marks this transition from the undisputed focal point to a vital yet secondary piece of a larger puzzle. While his role on the court is changing, his motivation off the court just received a new timeline. For years, it was thought that LeBron would retire whenever his youngest son Bryce reached the NBA. However, Bryce officially redshirted his freshman year at Arizona this month. This means he won't be draft eligible until 2028 at the earliest. This decision was made to allow Bryce to mature physically and adjust to the college game, but it fundamentally shifts LeBron's retirement math. To play with Bryce, LeBron would have to extend his career into his 25th season. That would mean playing until he is 43 or 44 years old. Given the current sciatica and the constant maintenance required to stay on the floor, that 3-year wait is a much steeper climb than it appeared to be just 12 months ago. This brings us to the summer of 26. This July, LeBron becomes an unrestricted free agent. While he isn't tied to the Lakers, his options are becoming more about legacy than leverage. He could stay in Los Angeles to finish what he started with Reeves and Luka. He could also opt for a poetic return to Cleveland for his final season with the Cavs. However, LeBron has always been calculated about his exit. He likely won't want to leave the game without one last legitimate push for a championship. So, when does the jersey finally go into the rafters? Given the new Bryce timeline and his current level of play, I am predicting his retirement for 2028. I expect him to sign a 2-year extension with the Lakers this summer. Staying in Los Angeles remains the best fit for his family and his brand. It also allows him to continue competing for a ring alongside elite talent like Luka and Austin Reeves while he waits for Bryce to finish his season development at Arizona. This path would see him retire at age 43 after playing 25 seasons. This would be the ultimate silver anniversary to a career path where we will likely never see the likes of again. He'll walk away not as a bench warmer, but as a high-level contributor who simply ran out of time. If you enjoyed this quick analysis today, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, like the video if you like this new type of content, if you just want me to stick to my normal type of content. Let me know what other takes and subjects I should get into next if you did enjoy this, and I will see you in the next one.